There we go. Alright, I'm watching.
Okay, let's start up with the investigation. Right, yeah.
Alright, so if I remember correctly, it was the little bitch and, the singer who was killed.
It was Hiyoko and,
Yes, Hiyoko.
Ibuki.
And if I remember correctly, Ibuki had, a mask on her head. She hung herself, oddly enough.
It was,
apparently due to the despair disease, maybe.
It was a hemp bag.
Oh, right, it was because of the despair disease, because she got the gullible part. So she fell for somebody telling her that she should definitely hang herself.
Yep. Well, that's a theory.
Yeah, it is a theory, I guess.
Let's check at the hospital.
Kyoko was taped, and her neck was, wasn't it like cut?
Well?
Her body was taped to the pillar, and her throat was cut.
Or slit, I guess. There was a light.
Hey!
There was lights. There was, like, paper.
Right!
At some point on the stage. There was the little step ladder and the rope. Where the rope could have been hung, the rope in general.
Hey!
Oh, and then there was the heat.
Yeah. That messed with the time of murder.
Exactly. Oh, and then there was also the video screen, which was smashed.
Yeah, the surveillance camera unit, which was apparently meant for the music venue only.
Exactly. Well, we know somebody who couldn't have done it, and that's most likely, and I believe that was, the ultimate, coach, I think he was?
Well, yeah, he was taken away by Monokuma, so there was no way he did it.
Exactly, he's in the fucking hospital. There's no way he could be the killer.
Yeah. He has an alibi. A very heavy alibi.
Well, that still leaves a lot of suspects, though.
Either way.
Well?
Oh, shit. I was looking at the wrong shit.
I'm trying to remember, who we met up with when, like, right after we saw Ibuki's,
Hajime.
corpse.
We didn't meet up with anybody. Actually, no, we met up with Mikan before the whole video.
Mikan.
She was the nurse.
I think it was Mikan and Chiaki.
No, it was just Mikan at the time.
Oh, yeah. We met up with Fuyuhiko later.
We met up with Chiaki and then Fuyuhiko right after.
That's right!
Yeah.
Hey.
And we get to see the video again.
Oh, that's lovely. Just what I always wanted to fucking see.
Just seeing a fucking person with a hemp bag on their head hang themselves.
Well, one thing I know is that she could have obviously been easily told to do this because she caught the despair disease of gullibleness.
Man.
I can't wait for you to see the movie of the Wizard of Monami. We'll get to that.
Well?
Oh, right, we do have to see the movie because it relates to the case.
Yep.
Hey!
She climbed the step ladder on her own. Does this mean she committed suicide?
I guess you could say it technically is a suicide, but again, she could have been told to do it.
But that doesn't mean no one forced her. She could have been gullible enough to trust their words of kindness.
Exactly.
So that doesn't mean they're the killer. It still could potentially mean that Ibuki murdered herself with the disease.
Yeah, from somebody that suggested it. I mean, technically, yes, they're not the killer, but they're still Hiyoko.
Yeah, Hiyoko's murder wouldn't make any sense in the case of this, so...
Yeah. Ibuki was her own killer. That makes sense.
That makes sense,
Nobody could be blamed for that.
But we don't know about...
Hiyoko's a different story.
Oh, hi, Akane.
Now then. All right.
You can touch my boobs if you win. Okay.
Wait, what?
Help me out with that.
I'll take you up on that offer.
No thanks. She was bearable when she was quiet. It'd be so much better if she was still feeling the after effects. She'd beat me up if I said that out loud. Why are you here?
Hey, hey!
I've never been sick or hurt before, so I had no idea, but... hospital gowns are pretty comfy. I was thinking I might as well keep wearing one. You're wearing on... Honey, you're not wearing a hospital gown. That's the idea, but it looks like they're out of stock. Looks like there was one gown for each patient's room, so I thought there might be more in the empty rooms. There weren't any gowns? Yeah, that's right. Ibuki died wearing one, so the only one left is the one Nagito was wearing. If I have no choice, then I should just use Nagito's. It's a unisex size, so I'll probably be able to fit in it. What happened to the gown you were wearing? Are you saying I should wear the one I already wore? That's gross. Wearing clothes someone else was wearing is even grosser.
Like...
No time to dilly-dally. I totally left Mikon back at the music room. Why'd you leave her there? Crap, I gotta go back soon. The fuck? Well, let's head upstairs to the conference room, because apparently, Chiaki wanted to go there.
That's right.
What? Why is it dark? Where's the switch?
What? I can't hear you. It's too dark.
Don't turn it on. Huh? Chiaki, are you there? If you turn on the light, it's gonna be fully exposed. It'd be embarrassing. What's fully exposed?
Hey.
Hey, Hajime. If you poke out your eyes, you can turn on the light. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna poke them out? I'm not gonna poke out my eyes.
Aww.
Ah, bummer. Troll fail. Huh. Oh.
Hey, hey.
Were you surprised? Surprised? I don't get it.
Well?
I got it. Got what?
See?
The curtains in this conference room are designed to completely block out light. There's a projector in here, so they were probably careful about light shining through.
See?
See? A black curtain that blocks light. It's also long enough to reach the floor. It's perfect. A black light blocking curtain. That's why it was so dark.
It was off of the candle.
So, is something wrong with that? I'm still in the middle of investigating, so it's a secret. Yep, she's upset. But still, what was all that about? The bit about it being embarrassing if I look and troll fail?
Nope.
I just wanted to mess with you. Yep, she's definitely upset. Why is she acting so childish? I guess I'm done investigating the hospital. Move on to the different place. Before we do, little bitch, come here.
I've been found.
I didn't get you the last time. The fuck? Ski, you got a new sub. Alright then. Hello and welcome? Alright, time to investigate another place. We have 2 more places to check. Hiyoko's motel room and the movie theater. Which... let's actually check out Hiyoko's motel room, Munchie.
Okay.
We need to see Akira and her boobs. That's Akane!
I can't remember the name! I'm sorry! I'm not good with Japanese names, I'm sorry.
Well, at least they're dying out slowly but surely. Not to be harsh, but that's the truth.
I have nothing against them, it's just really hard to remember them all.
Alright, it might be faster just to ask someone. Hi, Gundam.
So you have a
You're here, right? Come on out. Are you talking to me? I can see you. Did you really think you could hide your presence like that? I wasn't trying to hide in the first place. Hey, which room was Hiyoko staying in?
Listen well!
Open the door to the center room. However, are you prepared? Make sure you pray to whatever god you hold dear. And you might want to bring an extra pair of underwear.
Maybe an extra pair of hamsters, too.
I wonder, how does this guy talk to his parents and teachers? Hi, Fuyuhiko.
Damn right.
Hey, Hajime, can you explain it to me again? What happened when you first discovered Ibuki's body? It was the same as I found it, with you guys. Ibuki's body was hanging from the baton lighting. However, there was no body discovery announcement made. That's why I went to get you guys. I met up with Chiaki at this motel, and when we were about to go back to the music venue, you met up with Mikan and me. When we went back to the music venue, the entrance door wouldn't open for the
I see.
So we had no choice but to break down the door, and discovered Hiyoko's body was suddenly there. Yeah, that's what happened.
Hey!
This is the most important part. When you arrived at the motel, who else saw you besides Chiaki? As I recall... no one cares, lucky. Besides Chiaki, I also saw Gundam and Monami.
I see.
So Kazuichi and Sonia didn't appear, huh? Do you think those two are suspicious?
Like...
Well, Hiyoko was killed between the time you saw Ibuki's body and when we broke down the door, right? So obviously those two are the most suspicious since they weren't with us. That might be it, but while we're at it, let me tell you my alibi too. When the morning Monokuma announcement woke me up, I went straight to the hospital. I saw Mikan panicking in front of the hospital. I asked her what was going on. She said Ibuki disappeared. So you guys split up and looked for Ibuki, huh?
Well, yeah.
Well, while we were circling the island, we came to the motel and saw you guys there. Did you see anyone else while you circled the island?
Well...
No, we went to the movie theater and that street full of machines to look for Ibuki, but we didn't see anyone. Are you implying I don't have an alibi? Because... my phone just decided to go to Siri. When I was reading the fucking shit. What the fuck? Alright.
Just gonna put this out there now. Fuyuhiko is the white version of Nick Fury.
Damn. Alright. The time Mikan and I were on our own looking for Ibuki wasn't very long. In that short time, there's no way I could have killed Hiyoko wrapped around that pillar with the duct tape. It's true, I feel like that wasn't enough time to do that after I left the music venue. But the fact Hiyoko was killed and we discovered her body...
Huh?
Do you still doubt me?
Jeez.
Well, I'm used to it. It's true I've done things that I deserve to be doubted for. So don't worry, even if you doubt me, I don't plan on dismembering you and encasing you in concrete. I want to know in advance what I'd have to do to end up like that. Well, there's Fuyuhiko's alibi. Let's go to Hiyoko's room. Looks like it's locked, but the key was inside her kimono. Maybe we'll use this. It
Can I have
opened.
a summary of Fuyuhiko's alibi?
Hold on. I can go back and check it real quick. Okay. After Fuyuhiko met Mikan in front of the hospital, they split up to search for Ibuki. They checked the movie theater and the Electric Avenue. But they didn't find anyone. Apparently Fuyuhiko and Mikan were only separated for a short amount of time.
And we ran into Mikan.
Yeah, we ran into Mikan and Fuyuhiko at that point.
Sounds like it's innocent.
Ah, the guest room. So Hugo was staying here. She only stayed here a few nights, so it doesn't really feel like her room, but I feel a little conflicted. Oh, hi, Sonia.
Oh my!
Did the door open? Yeah, Hiyoko put the key in her kimono, so I used that to open it. I see. What, did something happen? No, it is just... I'm starting to believe it might be my fault. Her fault? What does she mean? Care to explain, dear? The moment Hiyoko came to this motel, she completely shut herself in this room. She was afraid of the despair disease, so she was cautious of you guys too, right?
However...
Her fear of the disease was not the only reason she locked herself in her room. She had another reason. Besides that disease, what was the other reason what other reason would make her lock herself in her room?
Perhaps...
Her kimono. Her kimono? Yesterday I went to go talk to her. Since she had been in her room for some time, I told her it might be good for her to go outside for a bit. She kept the door to her room locked, but by coincidence it was not locked at that time. And then I saw it. Oh. Hiyoko was crying and struggling with her kimono sash. She did not want to smell bad, so she took a shower. But then she could not tie her sash anymore. Mahiru is no longer with us, so I believe she was having trouble with it. She didn't leave her room because she could tie her kimono, huh?
You are right.
The others might have thought it was just a silly sash, but it would have been a serious issue for her. Hiyoko told me that she learned how to tie her sash from Mahiru. That Mahiru kindly taught her the basics. That's why she wanted to be able to tie her sash on her own.
Perhaps.
She probably could not forgive herself for not being able to do it, especially since Mahiru taught her. I could not really understand her feelings, which is why I said what I did. What did you say?
Hyoko, by chance, are you having trouble wearing your kimono?
Stupid! What are you saying? Of course I can do it! Because Mahiru taught me. That's why I can do it on my own.
If that is the case, how about you do it someplace where there is a mirror? Do you remember the full-length mirror in the storage room at the music venue? If you do it while standing in front of a large mirror, I am confident you will be successful. Also, shutting yourself in your room like this may be bad for your health.
And that was when she kicked me out.
It cannot be!
Could it be Hiyoko remembered that? Are you saying she went to the music venue to wear her kimono? I can see that happening. Hiyoko locked her room and made sure she put the room key inside her kimono. I can't imagine she was abducted by someone. If so, that's weird. Hey, did you tell anyone about that before the incident? Or was someone listening in on your conversation? I never told this to anyone, and I do not believe anyone was listening in on our conversation. Nobody knew? If that's the case, how did the killer know Hiyoko was going to the music venue? Something's wrong. Well, there's Sonia's account. Well, let's check out the sink. There's a mirror, but it's so small and rusty. There's no way anyone...
I'm not gonna rule her out as innocent yet.
I don't see anything else that looks suspicious. There's no sign that someone made a mess of her room, and I don't think she was forcibly abducted. I feel like I couldn't really find any important clues here. Oh well. That was also a misspelling in that fucking shitstorm of a fucking text. Alright, the last one, the movie theater.
Bye-bye, here we go.
Oh, but our pet's done. Alright, but we're gonna go to the movie theater before then.
Alright then. Time to go see the movies.
The Wizard of Monami.
Because that makes sense.
Yes.
Hello there.
Why, hello there, Hajime. I knew you'd come here. That means you noticed it too, right? The case this time is an imitation case, in which the killer used the motive as their theme. I wouldn't know. I haven't watched that movie yet.
I see.
Then you really should watch this movie first.
Hey!
Manager, a customer's here.
Did you call me?
Yes! Did you call me?
What?
Huh? Hajime's the customer. Do you have a problem with that?
What are you gonna do?
And you said you didn't want to watch it, but I knew you wanted to see it all along. If that's what Tsundere Hajime looks like, then you're really a tough guy. You were so devoted to being Tsundere, you even bought the Monokuma sticker for $1.5 million.
Huh?
You paid $1.5 million for a sticker? It's nothing.
Listen up!
In exchange for not watching this movie, Hajime paid $1.5 million for a Monokuma sticker. Come on, since we're talking about it anyway, why don't you show it to Nagito? Stop it! But my resistance was in vain, and Monokuma reached into my pocket and took the sticker. Ta-da! See? It's this one.
Stranger danger! Stranger danger!
I'm sorry, I was born stupid. You bought this for $1.5 million? But in the end, he's still gonna watch the movie. Who cares about that anymore? Just hurry up and give me an invitation ticket.
Here!
Okay, here you go. It already says so on the invitation ticket, but it's only effective today at this time. By the way, I can only give away one ticket per person. You only have one chance to watch it for free. I already stamped today's date onto the ticket, so you won't be able to cheat. Don't worry, I only plan to watch it once.
Look forward to it, okay?
Then I'll go prepare the projection reel. Please wait a bit, okay?
Hey.
Hajime, about that invitation ticket, I strongly recommend you keep that safe. Huh? Why? No reason. Just think of it as a protective charm. No? Alright, we're keeping the invitation ticket. I guess I should just wait until Monokuma finishes his preparations. Well, in the meantime, let's look at things and talk to people.
Impossible.
Hajime, I can't believe you bought that thing, and you paid $1.5 million for it too. But even you said you should have just settled it with money to get out of seeing that movie. You're right.
Maybe
but
I should look on the internet for that sticker.
You're right,
buy
but
that
that
sticker
means
for
I would have had to
myself.
buy that thing, you know? Just leave me alone. Let's look at the goods corner. There seems to be things missing. That reminds me. That item should be on top of the counter. This one looks like a tote bag made of a hemp cloth with a decal of Monami's face on it. Oh wait, yeah, it did. Wait. If the tote bag is gone, that means...
What's this?
Whoa there, were you interested in buying that tote bag?
Too bad!
Oh, that's just too bad. It's already sold out. Who'd you sell it to?
You're so stupid!
There's no way I'd fall for that. There's no way I'd say something that would reveal who the killer is. So the killer bought it.
Shocking!
I remember you said there was only one...
Time.
I remember you said there was only one because it's a limited item, right? It's not limited to one. It's more like it's limited to one person. What's the difference?
Hey,
When you buy one bag, you get another one free. It's a common practice to bait customers with bonus prizes. For some reason, hearing you say that pisses me off. Well, there's Monokuma's evidence.
Well now.
Now then, I should forget that I carelessly made a slip of the tongue.
Now then.
Looks like the preparations are complete. So please, enter the theater right away.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
This is exciting! Exciting! Ready for the movie?
Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting. Hopefully this isn't an hour long.
What? I apologize for keeping you waiting. World-famous director Monokuma presents a stunning masterpiece that reduced American audiences to tears. The Wizard of Monami 2.5D will be screening shortly. For the title alone, I have a bad feeling about this 2.5D. That sounds so half-assed.
Now then, please relax and enjoy the film.
Oh boy, here you go.
Monokuma was born in a
Monami.
remote village full of old people because the death rates outpaced the birth rates.
Well, that's not dark.
Yeah.
One day, Monokuma was swept up by a tornado created by a helicopter gunship during a routine military exercise. And was whisked away to Monami's country. Monokuma wanted to return to his homeland so he could go back to pestering the old people for change. So he
Wow, what a
began
dick.
his journey to see the wizard, Monami, who was rumored to grant any wish one desires. Along the way, he met a very loyal group of friends. Monokuma met a Monami scarecrow who was missing a brain. When he recommended that she commit suicide,
Oof.
the Monami scarecrow hanged herself and died.
My one wish is to make sure that Monokuma stops being an asshole to everybody.
He also met a Monami lion who was missing her courage, so he pumped her full of arrows.
Ew.
He also met a Monami tin man who was missing a heart, so Monokuma sliced her into lumps of iron.
How do you do that with iron?
After a lot of other stuff happened,
Don't tell me you just
Monokuma
karate chopped
finally
it.
reached the wizard Monami, the great and powerful. Eventually, one thing led to another, and he started beating the crap out of Monami. And in the end, he somehow usurped the kingdom from her.
What?
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
With this, Monokuma enslaved the old people, took their pensions, and lived the rest of his days in luxury.
Huh. What the fuck?
And he lived happily ever after. The end.
Alright then.
I like the story of the ugly barnacle better.
Man, movies are the best. That drama was so moving that I needed 2 boxes of tissues, one for each head.
So,
Now then, let's meet again at the class trial.
bye-bye.
I'm too disgusted to even let out a sigh right now. That's all I can say to describe this situation. How was it? Actually, I don't have to ask. I totally expected your reaction. That was honestly the worst movie I've ever seen. Is it even okay to call that a movie?
Well,
But thanks to that movie, now you know, right? Yeah, just like you said, the characters who were killed in the movie match the victims in this case. Ibuki's
Told
death
her to
by
commit suicide.
Ibuki's death by hanging matched the Scarecrow's death in the movie. Not just that, Hyogo's suspended body matches the lion's death too.
But...
It would have been a complete imitation if the killer killed 3 people, but it seems that wasn't possible. Perhaps the killer is upset about that right now, or if the killer's main goal was just an imitation murder, they should be upset about it, but I'm not sure if that's even true. Oh.
Hello! How's everybody doing? It's me, Monokuma! Yay! Awesome! The class trial's gonna start, you know. So, make sure you guys come to Monokuma Rock ASAP! I'll see you soon!
Okay.
It's already time. So, this again. I need to go to that place again. But now's not the time to be a coward. The reason Ibuki and Hyogo became victims in order to find the truth, the only thing I can do is go.
Yeah. Too bad Tough Guy's not gonna join us, or, well, maybe not Tough Guy, but Strong Guy.
Nekomaru.
Yeah. Too bad he's not gonna be able to join us.
Eh.
Wheel of Misfortune, turn, turn, turn. Who's the killer that we should burn?
Before we should burn the killer, we must check our pet. We have Usami!
What? Apparently pets can evolve, ladies and gentlemen. Be very afraid.
Yes, this is Pokemon. Alright, now, say it once more, Munch.
Wheel of Misfortune, turn, turn, turn. Tell us the killer we should burn.
Let's begin. Everyone who heard the announcement had gathered in front of Monokuma Rock. And soon enough...
Welcome!
Is everybody here? Do you guys want to go to the class trial?
Wait!
Hey, jerk! Hold it right there!
Monomi's such a dumb
Don't get in my
child.
way. You're just a dumb little sister who's short of a few brain cells.
Hey!
My brain works just fine.
Hey!
Monokuma, what did you do with Nekomaru? I see. So you've come to avenge him.
That's...
Avenge? That sounds like he died. Sounds like, you say. Whoops.
Anyway...
Since Nekomaru is unfortunately unavailable today, let's just say he's absent.
Bye-bye!
Now, I gotta go first.
I won't let you!
Ah, hold on. I won't let you escape.
Hey!
Did you hear what he said?
Huh?
Don't worry about it. There's no way Nekomaru is dead. He's just trying to piss us off.
Damn it!
Of course he's not dead. There's no way. Not in a million years.
Well...
More importantly, it's best if we worry about ourselves for now. If something happens here, everyone except Nekomaru will die. Why are you so excited about that?
How about it?
Who knows? Maybe I'm just looking forward to seeing poetic justice prevail.
What do you
What are you
yearn
saying,
for?
fiend? You'll find out soon enough.
See?
Then let's go.
I'm gonna do it!
Alright, let's hurry up and get this over with. Yeah, you're right. Well, let's go.
Why do I get the odd feeling that, Nagito is innocent?
I mean, they're technically not wrong. We stepped onto the escalator and ascended toward the gaping maw of Monokuma Rock. And that's when I suddenly noticed. I noticed our lined up silhouettes keep getting smaller and smaller, but I can't turn back now. If I turn back, I won't be able to press forward.
We look to the future, not the past.
And when everyone was inside Monokuma Rock, I'm having gastrointestinal problems! Well, no, you saw him shaking, right?
Yes.
The elevator began its deep descent as usual. But nobody said a word. As we stood there trying to figure out what to say to each other, the elevator descended deeper and deeper.
So, what'd you guys have for lunch?
And when it descended as far as it could go, it finally stopped. The elevator doors suddenly opened, slowly, almost tantalizing so. Light poured through from the other side, eroding the boundaries of the darkness. And when I walked into that place. My, it feels pretty toothless with all these empty seats. Well, 2 people got killed at the same time, and Nekomaru's not here either.
Hey!
Is Nekomaru really not participating? If he's alive, you should invite him.
No!
Why bother?
That's...
What?
Well now.
Now then, let's begin.
Yahoo!
It's the beginning of the long-awaited class trial. Please enjoy it to your heart's content. And so, the curtain to the 3rd class trial was about to open. Ibuki Miyota, the ultimate musician. She was really loud, but she was the mood maker of our group. When I was with her, all my pain and suffering just seemed to melt away. Hiyoko Sayonji, the ultimate traditional dancer. Just from looking at her adorable face, you'd never know she was actually selfish or foul-mouthed. But she was trying to change herself, and she was desperately trying to come to terms with Mahiru's death. The person who killed those 2 is among us. I definitely can't believe it. But whether I believe it or not is irrelevant. Unless I figure out the truth, I won't be able to escape from this hell. That's why I must find out, no matter the cost. And for our sake, for our friend's sake, for Ibuki and Hiyoko's sake. And so, the curtain to the 3rd class trial was about to open. This life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Yes, I'd like to say my progress.
I bet it was the chef.
Increases your truth fire rate. Reduces an argument to 3 statements. I don't care about the silencer. That's handy. Actually, hold
Handy.
on.
I get it.
I'm gonna take that off. Shit.
What?
I'm trying to equip skills. No, fuck it. We'll get rid of that for now. Yeah. All right. Let's go over our truth bullets. Well, most of them.
I know.
Alright. Monokuma file number 3. There are 2 victims in this case, Ibuki Miyota and Hiyoko Sayonji. Ibuki Miyota's cause of death was a crushed windpipe. As a result of choking, there are no other external injuries. Hiyoko Sayonji's cause of death was blood loss due to her throat being slit by a sharp-edged tool. It appears her death was instant. Blood on Ibuki's slippers, while blood stains on Ibuki's feet. The rope used for hanging. According to Mikan, there is no doubt that the cause of Ibuki's death was her hanging herself with this rope. The key to the motel room that Hiyoko was staying in. It was buried deep inside her kimono, so it was pretty difficult to retrieve. A thick scrap of paper that was stuck to the baton landing. A black curtain at the very back of the stage. It is not wide enough to reach the sides of the stage. It looks like it was brought from the supermarket, and not something that was originally here. A stepladder was found on the music venue stage, tipped on its side, and on its left side, a slight blood stain can be seen. A candle was found at the front of the music venue stage. It looks like the dim light seen in the surveillance camera video was actually light from this candle. A surveillance camera unit put inside the music venue for communication purposes. It's been smashed to pieces and no longer works. The AC was cranked up to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. It was extremely hot inside that music venue because of that. Evidence that a bloodstain was wiped off the floor of the music venue stage. Since Ibuki had no open wounds, it's believed the blood belonged to Hiyoko. A semi-transparent glob that was stuck to where both music venue doors touched each other. Right up until the Monokuma announcement that morning, Mikan was with Hajime the whole time. Afterward, she went to the hospital to check on everyone and realized that Ibuki had disappeared. When she rushed out of the hospital to search for Ibuki, she apparently met up with Fuyuhiko. The video that Hajime saw at the hospital. It shows a person dressed in a hospital gown wearing a hemp bag on their head as they willingly climb a stepladder toward a noose. After Fuyuhiko met Mikan in front of the hospital, they split up to search for Ibuki. They checked the movie theater, Electric Avenue, but they didn't find anyone. Apparently, Fuyuhiko and Mikan were only separated for a short time. Sonia. Hiyoko was distraught because her kimono was disheveled and she was unable to tie it on her own. That's when Sonia apparently told her about the full-length mirror in the music venue storage room. The invitation ticket prepared by Monokuma. One ticket was passed out per person, and the date it was passed out is printed on the ticket. A Monami tote bag that was sold at the movie theater. It's a limited item because only one person can buy it. Apparently you can get another bag for free if you purchase it. The movie that Monokuma directed. There were a total of 3 deaths in that movie. First, Monami Scarecrow died by hanging herself. Next, Monami Lion was pumped full of arrows. Finally, Monami Tin Man died by getting chopped into metal pieces. That's all the evidence we have. Let's go.
Well then, it'll have to do.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh well, who cares about this boring explanation? Let's get on with it already!
I don't mind starting the trial, but I don't really have a grasp of how the case played out. You know, because I was asleep the whole time.
God damn it.
Even if you do grasp it, you're just gonna confuse the heck out of us, aren't you?
But Nagito's not
Really?
alone. I don't really get it either.
You're fine. Your head's empty anyway.
Oof. Oof. That was rude.
Ooh.
Empty head? Huh. What's wrong with that? Listen up! The emptier your head, the more dreams you can stuff inside it, you know?
I mean...
Female Goku.
Anyway, we shouldn't proceed with the trial if those two can't participate in the arguments. Since he's the first witness, why don't we ask Hajime to explain the incident and the sequence of events?
Okay.
Then, let's start with when we split into the hospital team and motel team because of the despair disease. The hospital team consisted of Nagito, Ibuki, and Akane, who were infected, and Mikan, Fuyuhiko, and me.
The other 5 on the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko.
Spending the night at the hospital was prohibited, so Hajime and I had to sleep at our cottages.
Yep.
I woke up at my cottage on the day the incident happened. Mikan came by to wake me up and told me that Nagito had recovered from his symptoms. We immediately headed over to the hospital, and after we confirmed his recovery, I made Mikan rest in the on-call room, since she hadn't slept all night, while I waited in the hospital lobby. And then, I saw the incoming signal light on the surveillance camera blinking before our scheduled time.
Yep.
When I pressed the button to turn on the monitor, what appeared on screen was...
We see this scene yet again.
A video of someone wearing a hospital gown and a hemp bag on their head, climbing a stepladder.
Amazing! That's such a heart-pounding story! And then what did you do, Hajime?
Why do you look so fucking excited?
I tried to stop them, of course.
Because he's a dumbass.
I rushed out of the hospital and ran to where the video was being recorded, the music. But it was too late. By the time I arrived, the person wearing the hemp bag on their head was already hanging from the ceiling. I thought I should tell the others right away, so I headed to the motel.
Why the motel?
Because it was close to the music venue, and unlike the hospital, there were more able-bodied people there. At least, that's what I thought. But the only person who came with me was Chiaki.
But I remember feeling a little relieved because not long after, we met up with Mikan and Fuyuhiko.
We were also looking for Ibuki since she disappeared from our sight.
After I rested for a bit, I started counting everyone at the hospital. And then, I noticed Ibuki was gone. So, I sprinted out of the hospital. Coincidentally, I ran into Fuyuhiko. So I pled with him in various ways to see if he could help me out.
Nani desu ka? Various ways, you say, my dear.
Various ways?
Don't say it like that and confuse people.
Oh my, Fuyuhiko, what did she do?
After I heard from those two that Ibuki disappeared,
I mean, she did,
I had a feeling she was the person
sleep
wearing the
on
hemp
top
bag.
of Hajime like twice.
So I immediately led them to the music venue.
But the door wouldn't open. Since we had no other option, the four of us broke down the door. And when that happened, we didn't just find Ibuki's body. We also found Hyoko's, and not just that. Her body was taped to a pillar.
That's when we heard the body discovery announcement. Not once, but twice in a row.
And so, we decided to lower the hanged body, didn't we?
When we removed the hemp bag, just as we feared, it was Ibuki.
So that's how the case played out. Thank you. I understood it very easily.
Well, it's clear what the problem with this case is. When Hajime left the music venue, who...
Wait, how do I know anything Hajime just said is true?
What?
Sorry, I'm only being impartial right now.
You bitch!
The story I just heard
I mean,
is
it was
clearly
a really
suspicious.
long and detailed explanation.
Hajime,
Long
if
and
you're the
detailed,
only
but
one
that
who
doesn't
saw
mean
the
you need to
hanging
suspect
video,
me.
and the first one to discover Ibuki's body, then you could be lying as much as you want right now, right?
Lie? Why would I lie?
Obviously. So you could make us ignore what might be an inconvenient truth for you.
Do you doubt me?
If you're not lying, I would like you to prove it.
You fucker.
Come on, try to prove it to me. Prove you're not the killer.
I'm going to break your fucking neck. It's just as Kazuichi said, Nagito's the kind of guy who'll just confuse us and make matters worse. Damn it, I shouldn't have explained it to Nagito. I'm in trouble now thanks to that. Great.
Hajime's testimony is clearly suspicious.
If Hajime's testimony is a lie, then the fact that Ibuki hung herself...
That would also be a lie.
I don't think I can deny that possibility. After all, Hajime's the only witness.
Why would Hajime lie?
Well, obviously, because he's the killer.
Did Hajime kill both of them?
The fact that the bodies were imitating the movie.
No.
No, that's wrong! I'm not the killer! I mean, there's no way I'd be able to imitate that movie.
Based on the movie ticket. We just saw that movie today!
That's right, because you saw the movie after the deaths.
Of course you're not. I already knew that.
You fucker!
Oh, well, fuck you, Nagito.
Huh? Before the incident, Hajime had never watched that movie. His invitation ticket is proof of that. Each person only received one ticket, and they're marked with a stamp that shows the date and time. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Yes, no mistakes there.
Which means there's no way Hajime, who never saw the movie, could commit murders that imitated it. Or did anyone tell him what happens in the movie? Of course no one did, right?
Someone could have, in theory. Someone could have told him.
Hold on a sec!
Yeah,
You're the one who
but
brought this
we
up in the
wouldn't wanna
first
get
place!
spoilers.
Very true.
Nagito, what are you doing?
Well, since we're opening with your witness testimony, I thought we should solidify the foundation. It also provides a good warm-up.
What warm-up? This isn't a game, you know.
Don't get mad. I just think warming up is really important. Especially since this isn't a game.
This isn't a game, you know?
What a waste
How
of time.
ironic.
Well, I knew it would turn out like this anyway.
Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments.
So this means Ibuki definitely climbed the stepladder all by herself, right?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Then that seals it! Ibuki committed suicide!
If Ibuki committed suicide, then who killed Hiyoko?
A murder coincidentally occurring in the same place as a suicide ain't possible, huh?
Like I said before, it's pretty clear what the problem with this case is. The killer murdered Hiyoko while Hajime was gone. So all we gotta do is establish who could have possibly done that.
Then let's ask Hajime. How long would you say you were away from the music venue?
I couldn't have been gone for more than 10 minutes.
Alright then.
So they killed Hiyoko and taped her up within 10 minutes? There's no way that's possible.
That's why the killer stalled for time by making the music venue a closed room.
I mean, yeah.
What do you mean, a closed room?
The killer blocked the venue door from the inside to try and keep us from entering right away.
However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right?
That's very true. That door is the only entrance inside the music venue.
If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which means, when we broke down the venue door, the killer was still inside.
Yes, the killer was still inside, if we're going based on that logic.
They were?
If that's the case, the only suspicious people are those who don't have an alibi for that time. And that's you two!
Oh.
Sonia and Kazuichi!
Well...
Me too?
True.
What the hell? Why's it gotta be us?
The others all have alibis. Chiaki, Mikan, Hajime, and I all broke down the venue door together. Gundam met up with Hajime at the motel right before that. And if Akane and Nagito were laid up in the hospital, the only person that leaves is one of you.
There's another person who doesn't have an alibi. You know, Nekomaru.
It doesn't matter if he doesn't have an alibi. He's in like freaking... He's recovering.
Me too!
What?
It's just like, can't we just, like, ignore him?
Hey! Why are you talking like... Huh? You're kidding, right? You're not up to something weird, are you?
Please stop making bad jokes.
I don't think he's making a bad joke. I think he's suspecting you.
Anyway, if the killer was hiding inside the venue, we should obviously doubt the people who don't have alibis.
What a wicked way of backing us into a wall! Is this his professional skill?
He's a Yakuza. What did you expect? The killer was inside the music venue. Fuyuhiko obviously thinks so, but is that really it? I think I have an idea.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside, they tried to keep us from getting in.
It seems they were trying to stall for time.
Potentially.
How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock.
Yeah.
The lock was on the floor in front of the door.
Are you talking about the broken drumstick?
You can use that as a bolt to lock the door. By doing that, the killer who was hiding inside waited till we gathered together and suddenly appeared.
So they looked like they had just rushed over.
I have seen this in serial crime dramas.
Believe I have an idea.
The killer was still inside the music venue. By locking the door from the inside.
Yeah,
No, that's wrong!
Semi-transparent glob. The inside? No, I beg to differ.
Hold on a sec. There's also a possibility that the door was locked from the outside.
From the outside? How?
There was a semi-transparent glob stuck to the venue door. Maybe that's what they used.
Semi-transparent glob? Like rubber, maybe?
Well, you hit the nail on the head. It is glue.
I see! That semi-transparent glob must have been glue.
Glue?
Yeah, I think so too. It had a firm, gel-like chewiness, and I could smell workshop chemicals the moment I put it in my mouth. Based on all that, I'm certain it was glue.
I didn't know glue was edible.
I believe it is not something one typically eats.
That glue was only applied to the areas where both doors touched. By pouring it in the gaps of the closed door, they must have sealed the venue door from the outside.
And thanks to that, a glob of glue was left where the door was stuck. Yep, it fits perfectly. But if you just stick them together with glue, you'd be able to break down the door easily, you know? That doesn't really matter. The killer only did that to make us think the door was locked from the inside.
What'd you say?
First of all, didn't that drumstick we found seem really obvious? Almost unnaturally so? It was so obvious that it makes more sense to think the killer placed it as a diversion.
Are you saying the drumstick was a trap the killer set on purpose? Then I totally fell for that fucking trap.
Damn. Sorry, Fuyuhiko.
Apologize to Miss Sonia. And me! However, you're not allowed to slice open your stomach this time.
Jesus. What the fuck, Kazuichi?
In a quarrel, both sides are to blame. That's why it's better to just have no sides at all.
This is blinding.
So, during the 10 minutes Hajime left the venue, the killer murdered Hiyoko and created a closed space?
And they also taped her up after killing her, right?
Yeah.
Even quick work has limits.
Oh, what unimaginable speed for a slowpoke like me.
If they couldn't have done it while
Why did you
Hajime
say
was
that
away from the
comment
venue,
exactly, my dear?
they must have done it earlier than that.
But when Hajime got to the venue, only Ibuki's body was there, right?
And when you went back with everyone else, Hyoko's body was there too, right? But it's possible that the body was just revealed at that time, when Hiyoko was actually killed earlier.
Nani?
Just revealed?
Of course, the body wasn't revealed on its own. The killer did that too. Here, I have proof.
Oh.
That scrap of paper, is that what we found in the baton lighting at the music venue?
That's right, but just what is this scrap anyway?
Well, I think I have an idea. That scrap that was stuck at the baton lighting in the music venue. I should be able to figure out what it is. Alright, let's do this.
Wallpaper?
Ah, shit. Damn it! There we go.
I got it!
That scrap. Isn't it part of the wallpaper in the storage room?
Mm-hmm.
In the music venue storage room, there should have been black wallpaper that's the same color as that scrap. There was also a tear along the edge of the wallpaper, wasn't there? If so...
You're right. If you overlay the scrap that was caught on the lighting with the tear in the wallpaper... See? It fits perfectly.
I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper.
And what's wrong with that? Does it have something to do with Hiyoko's body disappearing?
A mere nobody like me isn't important enough to answer that. But if you guys were exceptional enough to identify that scrap of paper, you can figure this out easily.
That scrap of paper stuck to the baton lighting was part of that wallpaper I found in the storage room. Is it connected to the sudden appearance of Hiyoko's body? If I trace it back there, the answer should become clear. Alright, let's give it a try. Oh boy, it's time for logic time!
Oh, God.
Oh, I forgot the jump button was triangle. I thought it was X. Ooh! Alright. Why did Hiyoko's body suddenly appear at the crime scene? It was hidden. I mean, that makes sense. Oh god. Mean physics. Mean physics. Mean. Very mean physics. What did the killer use to hide her body? The wallpaper. A curtain. Yeah, okay. Oh god, mean physics. Stop being mean. Alright, how did the killer hide her body with the wallpaper? Didn't they cover the pillar? Pretty sure they covered the pillar. I could be wrong though. Oh no, they covered the pillar.
It's all coming together.
There it is.
Yep. You got it right.
Got it. Hyoko's body was hidden before we found it.
But it would have taken quite a long time to tape up a hidden body.
No, the body was already taped up and the killer hid it, along with the pillar using the wallpaper.
Mm-hmm. They hit the wall. They hit the pillar with the wallpaper.
What? They hid the pillar?
Yeah. By wrapping the wallpaper around the pillar, the killer was able to create a slightly larger pillar. So when I first discovered Ibuki's
You can see the difference between the pillars
Hyoko's body
now.
was already there.
You can see the difference between the pillars now.
However, because it was concealed within a slightly larger pillar, I didn't realize that at the time.
Well, that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense that you'd notice Ibuki's body right away.
So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper?
Yep.
The baton lighting forms a perfect circle around the pillar. So using it to hang the wallpaper totally fits.
Then, the reason the wallpaper was covered in so many stickers.
That's how they hid Hyoko's
shit.
body, and then peeled off the wallpaper as soon as I left the music venue.
But the killer made a mistake. They
I
accidentally
skipped the
ripped off a
text
piece of the
unintentionally.
wallpaper.
Oh, well.
And because of that, a scrap was left on the baton lighting.
The killer must have been in a hurry. If their plan took too long, Hajime could have walked in on them.
But going to the trouble of hiding the body and the pillar is very bold and risky.
But the crime itself would be much easier to pull off since they don't have much to do while Hajime's gone. They just have to peel off that wallpaper and stash it in the storage room. It's not that big of a deal.
Then, when was Hiyoko actually killed?
Good point. And on that note, it's about time we shed some light on those imitation murders.
You mentioned imitation murder more than once. But
Oh, no.
what is that?
Are you kidding me? You haven't seen my masterpiece? The Wizard of Monami 2.5D?
Hey, don't put my likeness in your movies without my permission.
You're pretty noisy for someone who eats mothballs.
What?
I don't eat mothballs. I just enjoy looking at them. I knew it. There are so many similarities. It must have been intentional.
Ibuki's death by hanging matches the Scarecrow's death from the movie. Not just that, but Hiyoko getting taped up after her death matches the lion's death.
It's as if both crimes were replicas of scenes from the movie, although the mutilated Tin Man was omitted.
But why did the killer go to all this trouble in the first place?
Based on what we know, the reason the killer chose these imitations isn't that difficult to figure out.
The reason the killer imitated the two victims in the movie, I should be able to explain that. Well, to mix up the killing order.
I see! The reason the killer imitated two of the murders from the movie was so he'd mix up the killing order.
Then, Hiyoko was actually killed before Ibuki?
A valid line of reasoning.
Valid line of reasoning? I think it's very valid.
Yeah, it's valid. The condition of Ibuki's body suggests that as well.
What do you mean? If you're going to cry and beg like that, then I guess I'll hear about the condition of Ibuki's body.
I'm not even crying.
I'll let you sob as much as you want later. Just hurry up and tell me before I change my mind.
What a jerk!
Oh, I see. You want me to explain it to you, right? Because you don't understand what I'm saying, right?
An even bigger jerk? Impossible!
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right? That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was killed. That would mean Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
How light. Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
Man, he's being annoying again.
First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Hiyoko was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
Eh?
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
It seems you suffer from shut the fuck up!
You're one to talk.
If this continues, we're just gonna go talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Hiyoko was killed.
Honestly, if I was at that trial, I'd literally just pull up a chair and tell that guy to sit down and shut the hell up.
When Hiyoko died, Ibuki's feet were on the floor.
I am telling you to present your evidence.
Did you see her walking?
If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something?
Yes.
I agree with that.
I was trying to get to that before it ran out.
Just as Sonia said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint bloodstains on the soles of her slippers.
That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
Then it's Hiyoko's blood!
Hiyoko's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck. And she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Hiyoko was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Hiyoko was killed.
Don't underestimate the power of the evil eye! Is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hajime Hinata.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal?
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But, are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know. You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you've realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest.
What? I think I have a clue.
Get that man and his hamster.
You're saying the blood on Ibuki's feet belonged to Hiyoko? Ha! Impossible! Try to remember the crime scene. There was no blood on the floor.
Wrong.
Allow me to cut through those words. That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward.
Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all.
Yes, I do.
There is proof. Did you not go on the stage?
If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Hyoko's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so we'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Hyoko's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all.
Hyoko's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding. Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating, so I don't think they had to go that far.
Sweetheart, I question why you know that knowledge. Then again, you're a nurse, so I shouldn't question it.
Aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably did not know it either.
Maybe The heater was running inside the music venue so it would screw with Mikan's autopsy?
That's right! I didn't know the time of death because of the heater!
The time of death wasn't mentioned in the Monokuma file just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep. Since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided. Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki.
I think that's fair to say.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate.
Wait a sec. There's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Huh? Again?
Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do?
The same as always. You have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it. A suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Unfortunately, that means there's no Blacken to punish, but I guess in a pinch, I can always punish Monami.
What?
Why me?
Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide?
Well, I mean, I understand Hiyoko's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered. For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Hiyoko, and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
That's totally impossible! Then she never would have killed her to begin with!
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can happen.
Oh, that's true.
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? After Hajime saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Hiyoko's body soon after means the killer had to be alive at that time.
Which is true. The killer had to have been alive at that point in time when Ibuki was hanged.
Then she was alive!
What?
What?
When Hajime first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead.
No, that's not possible.
If she waited until Hajime left, that's when she could have made her move and mess with the crime scene.
She hanged herself, remember? There's no fucking way she could have faked that.
You can't fake hanging. You can't!
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging. Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
I see. So that means there's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
Well, that's interesting that you gave up so fast. What?
What the heck?
There's still one more issue on my mind.
Yes?
If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hajime saw?
Ah, true.
According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right? Then does that mean someone forced her to do it?
Again, another possible theory.
Forced?
No, somebody
Perhaps
just told her
they
it was
used
a good
hypnotism
idea.
or something?
I don't know anything about that.
Don't say it all proud.
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something. So, maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was.
So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
Ah, yeah, we need to know about that. Kazuichi, fill us in.
It's a cheap-ass surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
There we go.
Then, the video Hajime saw was actually live?
What time did Hajime see that video?
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning announcement. And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement. And since we established that Hiyoko was killed before Ibuki, that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
Then, we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time?
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence!
Ooh, okay. Okay.
That's a long operation, man.
We can exclude the sick people like me and Akane, right?
And what about the others?
Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in my motel room.
I think everyone at the motel was...
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an app.
What about you guys?
I was where I was supposed to be.
That's not an alibi.
Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi, then...
Ah, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong! Hold on. Not all of us are missing an alibi. In fact, Mikan and I both have alibis.
Yep.
You two have alibis?
Up until I saw that hanging video, Mikan and I were actually together for a while.
We even woke up together that morning.
Okay, we don't talk about that, sweetheart. We don't talk... Can we not talk about this, sweetheart?
Hey, what kind of situation is that?
I accidentally fell asleep on top of
Hajime.
Hajime.
Oh, dear fucking god.
Too much info.
Yeah, it's not like that. She just came to tell me Nagato's condition had improved.
And we went to the hospital together afterward. So we were together until right before the announcement.
I get it. You guys have alibis.
If that's the case, the killer must be someone else.
It's better if we think about it like that. The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
Nagito, you have something on your mind. Tell us.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was?
What?
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process? Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Are you saying there was another reason?
I'd feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel. I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence.
Killer had a different reason. If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? Inside a trap set by one of us? If so, then whose and what kind of trap is it? And intermission. And mon ami.
I'm Monami. Once again, I've been put in such an unreasonable situation.
Oh, resume.
Resume? God damn it.
Seriously.
Fuck you. The reason the killer did an imitation murder is a reason other than falsifying the murder sequence. Does something like that even exist?
It suddenly got quiet in here. Did I confuse you? If so, I wish I could die from self-loathing.
Man, this again.
If that's the case, it would have been just dandy if they had gone ahead and killed me too. If that happened, the imitation would have been perfect. So why didn't they do that?
Well, it's against the rules to kill 3 people in the first place.
That rule is too harsh.
Because only
I
2
couldn't get
murders per
killed
killer.
because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, just shut up already! Shut up forever!
Okay. Oh, wait, no, Kazuichi, you fucking idiot. No, we need him.
But I'm
God
thinking
damn it.
about it again, and he's totally right. It feels incomplete.
Because they didn't kill 3 people like the movie did? That's only because of Monokuma's rule.
It's not just that. Come on, try to remember the content of the movie.
Okay.
About the lion that got killed second.
That's the one Hyoko's body was imitating, right?
Even though we're calling it an imitation, the lion was actually pinned by arrows, right? But Hyoko's body was suspended by common household duct tape.
Maybe they just used a common substitute because it was too difficult to imitate the arrows.
Well, that's probably it, but that attitude is what makes this feel incomplete.
What do you mean?
If falsifying the murder sequence was the killer's plan from the very beginning, they should have taken steps to properly imitate it.
But if we never realized it was a half-assed imitation, their entire plan would have been completely useless.
What are you trying to say? Are you saying the imitation wasn't planned?
Yeah, was the imitation not planned?
I'm saying, Hyoko's murder wasn't.
What? Oh. Oh no.
What?
Hyoko's murder wasn't planned.
I understand that imitation wasn't enough, but aren't you making a bunch of assumptions?
It's not just the poor imitation. There are also other strange details.
Strange details? Like what?
Like, for example, why did Hyoko go to the music venue?
Oh, we know this.
So, you're saying the truth behind Hyoko's murder is hidden?
I have no freaking clue what you're trying to say.
However, this is getting quite interesting. My 4 dark devas of destruction are getting riled up.
Why Hyoko went to the music venue? If that's the key to all this, I need to find out no matter the cost.
It's for the full body mirror.
Well, we have the evidence for that. Gimme...
Yes.
Oh, actually, it was a motel key.
Why did Hyoko
There it is.
go to the music venue? There's no way we'd know that!
Maybe the killer summoned her.
No, they didn't.
If that's not it, maybe she got abducted by the killer.
No, maybe. She went of her own free will.
Yeah.
I agree with that. It's just as Sonia said. She went to the music venue of her own free will.
So, exactly as I assumed.
Yep.
If no one called for her, then why did she go?
Hyoko locked herself in her room because she was being overly cautious of the despair disease, you know? I don't think a person like that would leave their room just because someone called for them.
There's no way she got abducted?
Hyoko locked the room she was staying in before she went out.
If she was forcibly taken from her room, there's no way she would have had time to lock it.
Which is true.
The killer could have locked her door, right? Just to hide the fact Hyoko got abducted.
Well, there's a problem with that. Her room says otherwise, Akane.
Then they couldn't have hidden her room key that deep in her kimono. They would have put it somewhere more obvious. Otherwise, there's no point in messing with the crime scene if nobody finds the key. At the time, you were the one who actually took out the key, right? Then something like that...
I won't lose!
What?
Are you saying my gut was wrong? This could be my first and last highlight of the day. Why won't you just let me shine already?
God damn it.
No! That's not the issue.
Shut up! Enough with your fancy talk. I'll shut you up right now.
Akane, sweetheart, you are a dumb bitch.
Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room and forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking, and that's why the killer targeted her.
Fuck.
Hiyoko was locked inside her room, right? She definitely got abducted or something. The killer forced their way into Hiyoko's room and forcibly abducted her. The girl is so small and weak-looking, and that's why the killer targeted her.
God damn it, Akane.
Hiyoko's room was locked. The key was deep inside her kimono, remember? It's more likely that Hiyoko locked the door herself.
The killer was the one who locked it, so what if the key was in her kimono? Maybe the killer just put it there later!
That wouldn't make sense.
There's no reason for the killer to put the key in Hiyoko's kimono. The killer probably didn't realize she even had the key.
Hold on! Try remembering Hiyoko's body. Her kimono was all messed up. There's only one reason her kimono would be that messed up. She fought the killer!
No.
Allow me to cut through those words!
Finally. Fuck on.
The reason Hiyoko's kimono was messed up was because she wasn't able to properly wear it.
Wear her kimono?
Yeah, it's also the reason why she decided to go out on her own.
Hiyoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room. That is why I informed her. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it.
Yep.
Then, the reason her kimono was messed up wasn't because she fought the killer.
Yeah, she went to the venue on her own just to fix her messed up kimono.
I get it. I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes, do whatever you want to me.
No.
I lost. Boil me, burn me, take off my clothes, do whatever you want to me.
I mean, if you insist.
What? No!
Hajime, now's your chance.
Oh,
make her
fuck you,
admit
pervert.
defeat. Or better yet, make her do a little something.
Not you. Listen to Kazuichi.
Oh.
Hell no.
Then, the killer probably couldn't have assumed that Hiyoko would go to the music venue.
Though that may not apply to Sonia, since she provided Hiyoko with that information.
Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive.
Don't go doubting Miss Sonia, you cretin. I'll put you and your hamsters 6 feet under.
Kazuichi, it seems you have quite the fashion sense. Do you want me to incinerate your clothes?
Yeah.
Perhaps I could do that while you're wearing them.
Gundam, please stop! For his sake!
Damn.
Huh? What do you mean, for my sake?
Of course. I've already overlooked no less than 10 opportunities to kill you.
Oof.
Even if the killer couldn't predict it, why did Hiyoko get killed in the music venue?
The only thing I can think of is, it was an unfortunate coincidence.
Coincidence?
When she went to the venue by herself,
I agree with
she was
Chiaki.
probably just unlucky and walked in on the crime scene.
She was killed so there wouldn't be any loose ends?
Oh dear.
It probably happened when the killer was preparing to kill Ibuki. The killer most likely had already placed the hemp bag over her head, and without hesitation,
Uh-oh.
Killed Hiyoko.
Because the killer used that coincidence for their crime, it made this case even trickier.
That's the reason they imitated the movie to falsify the murder sequence.
Which means that low-down scoundrel didn't plan on committing imitation murders at first.
Then what was the killer actually planning to do? They've been cunning this far. There's no way they'd kill Ibuki without a plan. Do you have any ideas?
The killer was trying to get Ibuki to die.
We don't know the most important part.
The killer's plan from the beginning. I'm pretty sure we're very, very close.
Hey Nagito, any ideas?
You are allowed to speak, peasant!
Hey, how long are you gonna stay quiet?
Oh, am I allowed to speak?
Yes, you fucking piece of shit!
I'm so happy I'm getting goosebumps! Everyone actually needs help from scum like me!
Fucking shut up and just help us!
So what do you think?
I was thinking about it while I had my mouth shut. But now I'm finally able to come to a conclusion. Ibuki definitely didn't commit suicide.
We figured that out already, though.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I thought there might be a possibility that she faked her death and tampered with the crime scene.
I guess.
But now I remember. There was blood on Ibuki's slippers.
Oh yeah, well wait.
So if she faked her death and walked around the music venue tampering with the crime scene, there'd be bloody footprints left in various places throughout the venue. So that's why I think there's no way she faked her death. There's no way Ibuki committed suicide.
You know, we already finished talking about that a while ago.
Huh? Really? That's annoying. I guess I should just awkwardly laugh about it then.
Are you freaking kidding me? There's no limit to how useless you can be.
There was a specific clue in that sentence. There was a specific clue in that sentence of Nagito's.
Yes, it was.
Wait a minute. If Ibuki had blood on her feet, there'd be footprints all over the place if she kept walking around.
Strange. That's very strange.
Strange? What's strange?
It's something it's not something we finished talking about. Those footprints, there's still an important clue left that we completely overlooked. Just as Nagito said, if she had blood on her feet, she would have left footprints. Then why weren't there any footprints on the step ladder? If she had walked up it, there would have been a blood stain. Or at least bloody footprints.
I can prove it with this! If Ibuki used the stepladder to hang herself, it's...
Huh? There weren't?
Yeah, that stepladder was completely clean. No footprints or bloodstains at all.
You noticed such a small detail! How amazing! This is truly the talent of a chosen ultimate!
You showed it to me, dumbass! It's definitely someone I shouldn't understand.
But didn't you say you saw that video of Ibuki climbing the stepladder? Then I think there's no doubt that she really did climb it. Unless there was something funny about that video.
I see. So there was some kind of trick arranged in that video,
But that's something only Hajime would know, since he's the only one who saw that video.
This is the part where I hate everything, because I had to figure... I did the wrong thing on this chapter when I was doing this on my own.
Oh.
Hajime, I leave it in your hands.
As long as I leave this to you, I won't tell you to do your best, but oh well. You should get started already.
Yeah, I'll definitely try.
See, I'll tell you what it is when we get to that part, if that's okay.
Okay.
You'll understand. Oh, wait, no, not here. Not this one. Not this one. Not yet. We're getting close, though. Ah, yes. This is spot. Here! Step ladder.
That's right, I remember now. There was definitely something strange about that video.
Can you explain it to us?
What's strange is that stepladder I mentioned earlier. It's true that the steps of that stepladder weren't dirty, but on one side, there was a bloodstain, right on the left side of the stepladder. However, that contradicts the video I saw at the hospital. There weren't any bloodstains on the stepladder in the video. It was completely clean.
That is truly strange. If the video showed the moment of Ibuki's death, then Hiyoko should have already been dead by that point.
Even so, the fact is the stepladder had blood on it at the actual crime scene. The stepladder in the video was completely bloodless.
And there's no way the video was recorded in advance. If that's the case, the only thing I can think of is...
It's possible those two stepladders were completely different.
Wait, are you saying there were two stepladders?
But where would you find another stepladder? There was only one stepladder in the music venue.
Then one of the stepladders was somewhere other than the music venue. What do you mean?
You're suggesting that the stepladder in the video isn't the only thing that's different. Am I... That's amazing, Chiaki! All that gaming has given you incredible deduction skills. Is it okay to say that?
What are you two talking about?
Uh-oh. The stepladder isn't the only thing that's different, huh? Chiaki said that the stepladder was at a different place, but... if that's the case, the thing that's different between that video and the actual scene of the crime, is that thing the place where the killer did something? This is the area where I fucked up.
Oh.
Oh shit. Damn it.
Filming the location?
Sorry. Shit.
Yep, filming. They were at the filming location.
There we go.
I got it!
right. Besides the stepladder, the filming location must have been different too.
What do you mean?
I mean, the video I saw was not filmed at the music venue. It was filmed somewhere else.
But the hospital monitor is supposed to display footage captured by the music venue camera, you know?
Then, there's a possibility that the killer also tampered with the surveillance camera unit.
In order to show us that they filmed the video at the music venue instead of somewhere else, what did the killer do to that surveillance camera unit? Oh god, logic time! Hooray, I wanna die! This fucking this shit is so... I hate it.
I can see why.
Alright, which part of the surveillance camera unit did the killer tamper with? Both? It was the camera.
So the camera.
Yeah, it was the camera. Oh shit! I am not having a good time.
I can see why.
Oh, I gotta slow down. Oh. Oh! Oh! Alright. Did the killer tamper with the camera at the music venue or the hospital? Well, the music venue. Oh god, shit! Whew! I'm alive!
Somehow.
Whew! What did the killer do with the camera from the music venue surveillance camera unit? Well, they took it with them. Whee!
Yee-hoo! It's all coming together!
I thought that said ook it with them. I was gonna...
That's it.
Actually,
the killer
it
just bought the
did.
camera from the
What
music.
did?
Another typo.
Oh my god! I think that was a temporary typo too.
With it, they made me think it was a live feed from the venue, when it was actually from somewhere else.
Then only the monitor was left in the music venue?
Yes, at least when I first discovered Ibuki's body. But when Hyoko's body appeared, the killer probably put the camera back too.
Interesting.
That means you should have realized that from the start and made this easier on all of us.
Hey, it's not my fault that I discovered the body first.
He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera.
Yeah.
Well, that's true, but... in order to hide that the camera was missing, the killer did one more thing to the remaining monitor.
Well, they had to destroy it.
I see! The killer smashed the monitor to pieces, destroying it.
Yep.
As long as it was in pieces, you wouldn't be able to tell if the camera was actually there or not. My attention was so focused on the body that even I couldn't have noticed something like that.
Well...
And the moment Hajime left the music venue, the killer put back the camera they took.
And they destroyed it and left that in pieces as well.
Yep.
It's easy to say it was filmed somewhere else, but the surveillance camera's connection wasn't that strong.
Despite Kazuichi's desperate repair efforts, it seems it could not transmit from the hospital to the motel.
The fact that it was able to connect between the hospital and the music venue is amazing enough.
So, here was the situation behind these two incidents that I had when I was doing this earlier. The first, you saw me do filming location, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was trying to spell out a particular word that we're about to do next, and I didn't realize that it didn't pop up with any C's. So I was like, oh shit, I was wrong. And I almost ran out of time. The only possibility is that place inside that building. Oh god.
What, a conference room?
Oh shit. Forgot there has to be a fucking... Oh, perfect. Oh god! There we go. I got it!
It was the conference room.
It's possible that it was filmed at the hospital's conference room.
Huh? Conference room?
But the hospital and the music venue look completely different.
That's exactly why the killer did something to make those two places resemble each other.
To make the conference room look like the music venue, the killer went ahead and did some work. I gotta make clear what that work was.
The candle and the wallpaper.
There's no way the conference room
Well, since we don't have the candle.
and the music venue look the same.
Which place resembled the other? Did the conference room look like the music venue? Or did the music venue look like the conference?
Yes.
That must be it!
Thank you, Kazuichi.
What the killer did was make the music venue, the crime scene, look like the conference room.
Oh shit, what'd I do? What'd I do? Oh, that's what I did.
They did that by using the black curtain hanging at the back of the stage.
From what I remember, there used to be a really flashy curtain, but after the incident, it somehow became a plain black curtain that didn't seem to be the right size.
That's right! It's so half-assed, just like Monami.
Damn!
Oh yeah? Well, your face looks stupid!
Get wrecked, Monokuma. You just got wrecked by Monami.
That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like the conference room?
In actuality, even though the curtain in the conference room doesn't stand out, it is a black light-blocking curtain that's long enough to reach the floor.
I see. The conference room. Indeed, the floor of that room is... the same color as the music venue stage. So the killer chose the conference room because they realized the floor matched.
Matching floors, matching curtains. I guess it makes sense you'd mistake the two.
But that's not all. There should be something else the killer did to tamper with the evidence. Probably.
You're right. There is evidence that the killer did to tamper with the evidence.
Exactly.
And that evidence is actually this.
I can prove it with this! You're referring to the candle in the music video, right? In the video I saw, a candle was used for lighting. But if you think about it, that's pretty strange. The music venue has good lighting, so there's no reason to even use candlelight.
But wouldn't they have done it to make it feel creepier?
That might have been another reason, but the main reason was probably to tamper with evidence. The lighting in the conference room and the music venue are so different. They couldn't be used during filming. That's why the killer used a candle as film lighting instead.
Which means... Are you saying the candle in the music venue wasn't actually used?
That candle was likely placed there just to make me think it was the same candle that was used in the video.
With candlelight, you can't see things in that much detail. Maybe they were going for that effect. With that cheap-ass camera, it won't capture much in a dark area.
As long as this all matches up, it should be no problem to say this is decided.
Right. And based on this evidence, Munchie, I think we have a clearer picture of who could be the killer. Based on the evidence we have provided for all of these arguments, we should have a clear understanding.
The video I saw wasn't filmed at the music venue. It was actually filmed at the hospital conference room.
If I'd found proof that evidence in the conference room was altered, we would have reached an answer sooner. But it appears the killer already covered that up, so I didn't find anything when I went there.
But there's no mistake. That's the only place within the connection range of the surveillance camera.
We'll get to that in a short minute.
The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive.
But this must be a surprising turn of events for Hajime. You never suspected that the video you saw in the hospital was being filmed in the conference room.
The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime. It's occurring in the conference room.
I feel like I heard Bayside Cop say that before, but isn't it the other way around?
If Ibuki's hanging video was filmed at the hospital's conference room, then was Ibuki killed at the conference room too?
That's a likely piece of evidence. However, it's wrong.
No, that's not possible. Right after Hajime saw that video, he discovered Ibuki's body at the music venue.
Right. Which means there was a fake somewhere. That fake must have been the Ibuki in the conference room.
I see! The person wearing the hint bag in that video wasn't Ibuki. It was the killer pretending to be Ibuki. The killer put on a hospital gown, wore a hint bag on their head, and was only pretending to be the victim.
By that time, the real Ibuki must have already been killed.
The actual time of death must have been earlier. Probably around midnight or dawn to avoid witnesses.
If they took Ibuki from the music venue to the hospital to kill her, there's no way it happened during the day.
That's what happened. Then no matter how quickly I ran, it was impossible for me to rescue Ibuki. And at that moment, I was already in the killer's trap. The one who set up that trap for me was...
But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene?
The reason the killer made a fake video... There's only one possibility I can think of. And if I examine that possibility thoroughly, then naturally the killer's identity will reveal itself.
Huh?
You fiend! Are you saying you already know who the killer is?
That's right. I should already know. Should have already known who the killer is. Based on the evidence that we know, and since that video was made in the hospital's conference room. That person...
Who else was in the conference room?
And the only person who was in the hospital was only Hajime, Nagito, Akane, and Mikan Sumiki. And she was sent to the on-call room at the time. Mikan, did you or did you not go to the on-call room?
You're the only one! Mikan, you're the killer, aren't you?
What are you talking about?
Like I said, aren't you the killer who murdered Ibuki and Hyoko?
Killer? Huh? I'm the killer? What is this?
Hey, don't you think that's kinda impossible?
Semi-sorta.
A chick like her as the killer? She couldn't even kill a fly. In fact, the fly would probably kill her first.
She's right! A clumsy slowpoke like me killing someone? That's completely out of the question!
But we're the only ones. Thanks to that video, we're the only ones who have the advantage of an alibi.
An alibi? Was that the killer's goal?
Here.
Now that you mention it, you guys brought that up earlier. Only Hajime and Mikan have an alibi.
It's just a coincidence!
Is it though? I don't think so.
But you're the only one who could have filmed that video in the hospital conference room. Is that also a coincidence? At that time, you said you were going to the on-call room, but you actually went to the conference room.
That was when she was dizzy and stuff.
Yeah.
That's when you put on a hospital gown that you prepared in advance, put the bag on your head, and began filming. By doing that, you made up a video that showed Ibuki trying to hang herself at the music video. And showed that to me. Furthermore, I saw that video at the hospital lobby. If someone wants to go to the conference room from outside, they have to pass through the lobby.
So it's impossible that someone who wasn't already in the hospital went to the conference room to film.
Not only that, the others in the hospital, Akane and I, were both delirious from the despair disease.
So that must mean...
Yep. The only person who could have made that recording who was only inside the hospital and did not have the despair disease could have only have been Mikan without being detected by Hajime.
Please wait a second! What are you saying? I'm the killer? That's impossible! There's no way I can kill someone!
It's not literally impossible. Can't you give a better defense than that?
Just shows she can't even do that.
Hey, you sure this chick is really the killer?
Wrong! It's totally wrong! It's not what you think!
Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Mikan is the killer?
I agree. It is truly difficult to believe someone could be killed by such a slow-witted woman.
That's a little rude.
That slow-witted remark is not necessary.
Thank you, Sonia.
It's fine. I've been like this for a long time. In a tournament for social punching bags, I'd easily win first place with my soft reputation. Even I can't deny that. How many times do I have to tell you? It's impossible for me to kill someone. I'm serious. Very serious.
Ooh.
What do you say, Hajime?
Do you still believe this woman is the killer?
Do you hate me that much, Hajime?
Hey, Hajime!
Well... I mean... We can think over our evidence just in case if she's not the killer. I mean, there are other possibilities.
Can you hold on a minute?
What?
Well, I know I'm being intrusive and all, and I mean, I have no place to say this.
Okay.
I missed all of the critical parts, and I doubt I have anything worth saying at an important time like this.
Can you get to the point?
What are you saying?
But still, there's definitely no way I can overlook the killer this time.
What?
I thought it was suspicious all along, from the very beginning. Investigating with the suspect in mind creates a different result than investigating with no leads.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
Well, thanks to that, I was able to discover a truth that nobody else knows.
Eh?
Are you serious? I've been so focused on everybody else this trial. But I guess now's a good time to say it, right?
Yes.
You better not have kept quiet on purpose. This isn't a game, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, this is a game!
Stop it with the fourth wall breaking, Monokuma.
Please don't say such controversial statements.
There it is.
Well, what do you know, Nagito?
Well, it's nothing big, really. Only a small, decisive clue that points to the killer.
That's a big deal rather than it being small, but it's a big deal.
Dang! That's a huge deal!
Indeed.
A decisive clue. Does something like that
She's gonna point
really
to
exist?
Hajime?
No.
Let's take a look, shall we? Regarding the rope Ibuki was dangling from. This rope was supplied by the supermarket, right? There weren't any ropes inside the music venue.
Yes.
Again with the supermarket? That place is a hotspot for criminal goods.
You're not wrong, actually.
If they got it at the supermarket, that means it was brand new, right?
Yes.
What's wrong with that?
I want you to take a close look at this rope. And keep in mind that it's brand new.
We're ready to take a close look at the rope.
Near the middle of the rope, it's frayed, as if it was rubbed strongly. But why is it like this? The loop Ibuki used to hang herself is on one end of the rope, and the part of the rope that hung from the baton lighting is on the other end.
Hey, you're taking too long. What's wrong with the rope being frayed?
It means, well, from what I can infer, I think the rope was used like this.
Instead. Actually.
The killer wrapped the rope around Ibuki's neck, pulled both ends at full strength, and strangled her. The center of the rope is frayed because that's the part they used to strangle Ibuki.
Hold on. I've been listening to you for a while, and it sounds like you knew about this rope clue all along.
Yes, he did. He lied to us.
What exactly did you say to me during the investigation?
Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Not everyone cooperates at a class trial. Those who lie and conceal the truth will obviously be here too. Just like this case's killer. I was just copying them a little bit.
More importantly, what was all that about the rope? The killer strangled Ibuki. And then?
And then, I finished speaking.
What?
Huh?
How is that a decisive clue?
Huh? You didn't notice it? I thought I made the decisive clue very clear.
Nagito's words contain a decisive clue. Is that really true? I want to go through the whole argument before I make my decision, if that's okay, Munchie.
Go on ahead.
Ibuki didn't die from hanging. She was strangled to death.
That's basically the same thing.
Though hanging and strangling seem similar, they're very different. The scars they leave would look different too. Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
But we believed it was from a hanging. Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
The body at the crime scene was hanged, you know. Obviously, we'd assume it was a hanging.
The Monokuma file complicates this too. It never specified hanging or strangulation.
Whoever misunderstood is to blame.
Right. So now that you heard the argument, let's look at the truth bullet that I have installed and read it, and let's read it carefully. The rope used for hanging, according to Mikan, there is no doubt that the cause of death, the cause of Ibuki's death was her hanging herself with this rope.
According to Mikan.
He didn't die from hanging.
Based on Mikan,
she was strangled
she said
to death.
She died from
That's
hanging
basically
herself
the same thing.
with the
No,
rope.
hanging and strength, the scars they leave would look different
And
too.
Nagito is saying
Scars? You mean the rope burn, right?
that the rope was actually
believed
used
it was
for
from a hanging.
strangulation instead of hanging.
Why would that be?
Did we fall for someone's lie?
With that,
that must be
Mikan lied to us.
Exactly.
So that's what happened. We've been falling for the killer's lie this whole time. You said Ibuki hanged herself, but that was a complete lie, wasn't it, Mikan?
That is... well...
You told us the wrong cause of death. You lied, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Shouldn't have been able to do that.
You should have been able to tell the difference between
like
hanging
that.
and strangling.
What?
Just by looking.
Oh, that's what you said.
You, Mikan, the ultimate nurse.
Please wait! First of all, I'm not a coroner, so I don't have the medical knowledge to identify injuries like that. That's why it's not my fault if I made a mistake.
Granted, but I don't think that's a good enough excuse.
You are right. And you have been a great help to us so far.
But even a drunk medical student can notice the difference between a hanging and strangulation.
I'm not taking her side or anything, but being clumsy and unskilled in this area could lead to a mistake.
Actually, Nagito's right.
He's totally right. I'm such a clumsy mess, and I got so careless.
Mikan nursed me till I got better. There's no way I'm gonna doubt her.
Don't you think her devotion to nursing is what helped her draw Ibuki to her death?
Huh?
And if
I'm
not,
gonna doubt her.
her symptoms were still very serious and caused her to believe what anybody told her. It wouldn't surprise me if she willingly followed Mikan because she was nursing her.
So Mikan volunteered to nurse us? Cause she was planning to do this all along?
Supposedly.
That's a little... Aren't you like the thief who suspects everyone else of being thieves?
I'm not a criminal. Mikan is. I mean, she's a killer, you know.
I mean, yeah.
You've got it all wrong. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I can forgive you. I just can't forgive this crime at all.
Oh, okay.
Forgiveness or not,
For
we
once, I'm
still
actually
have not
picking the
decided if
psychopath's
Mikan is the killer.
I see. You guys are kind. Well, if that's the choice everyone makes, then the only thing I can do is back off, I guess. But is that really okay? Is that everyone's hope?
You're friggin' annoying! If you keep talking, I'm seriously gonna beat you up!
Oof.
But I'm really not the killer. There's no way I'm capable of killing someone.
Is that really true?
Oof. Yep.
Stop it with the facade.
Stop it already! That's enough!
I can't stop. I don't want to do this either. Of course I don't want to do this. But I need to do this.
You doubt your friends?
That's not it. I suspect them because I want to believe them.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't think belief and doubt are necessarily opposites.
Huh?
I do doubt her, but I still want to believe her. Belief lies at the heart of that conflict.
Yes, it does.
'Cause if there's no room for doubt, then there's no reason to believe, is there?
Don't say deep stuff. I don't really get it.
If you want to believe in someone, you need to overcome doubt first. Belief without doubt is simply a lie.
Fine. Do whatever you want. I won't stop you anymore.
Munchie,
Yes?
before I press the next button, are you ready for a 180?
Oh boy, this is gonna go dark really fast.
Ready?
Let's do it.
Huh? Is that all you can say?
All you can
Ah, so in the end, we're all just a bunch
Oh,
of
this is what
bullies,
happens when
huh?
someone snaps.
Justifying your actions with fancy words.
Oh boy.
Making excuses for why it's not really your fault. Everyone always treats me like that. Always. It's all her fault. She's the one with the problem. I'm done with that. You hear me? I'm done.
Oh boy.
Jesus Christ,
hey,
you're a fucking psychopath.
It's not fair. It's not fair. 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 Not fair.
Oof.
Why won't you forgive me? If you did something wrong, you'd forgive yourself right away. What did I do? Why won't anybody forgive me?
Is acting like this your strategy now? Well, this is annoying. Plus, to be honest, I've run out of ideas. How can we get you to admit it?
But you're one to talk now,
That's
you
the
know.
issue.
If we don't have any clues, why don't we have her give us some? I'm the same as Hajime. I don't want to doubt any of my friends. But still, the truth is one of us murdered two of our friends. That's why we gotta stick with this until the very end, so we can finally break these chains of despair.
Okay then.
Hey Mikan, can I ask you one last thing? If you're not the killer, then who fabricated that video Hajime watched?
Like I said, it obviously wasn't me.
Alright, can you prove it?
Can you prove it?
Prove it? Wait. Do you have any proof that I'm the one who fabricated that video?
I'm sorry, what? Oh boy.
That's right! Show me your proof! Because you're just assuming the video was filmed at the conference room.
Well, not really assuming, but...
Treating me like a killer based on an assumption. Just because I was at the hospital. That's totally crazy! I didn't do anything wrong! Why does everybody always hate me? Please, just forgive me already!
Alright, chill out.
Is this broad really okay? She's emotionally unstable.
Yeah, no, she's gone.
I'm not the killer! That video... I never filmed that video!
It seems she finally started arguing for us.
Yep.
But the only one who can find the hole in her argument is you, Hajime.
That's true.
So, I'm going to leave this to you once again.
Why? Okay. She's saying everyone's fate depends on me. The only person who saw that video.
Why do you get to decide I'm the killer? Where's your proof? Please, forgive me already!
I can't forgive someone who killed 2 innocent people! Even though you are my precious one, I have to prove that you are guilty! Alright, let's see what we can do.
I'm not the killer!
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Yep, you're the only one.
Huh? Do you have any proof?
God, that's scary.
Is the hemp bag on her head the proof?
What on souls?
Is the hospital gown she was wearing suspicious? Or could it be the hospital slippers she
Pay
had?
no attention to the truth bullets.
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body
Listen
types.
to the argument.
Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital gown? Just from that video? Just from that camera angle? Just from that dim candlelight? There's no way you'd be able to make out her body type! So please forgive me already! Hajime, pay close attention and listen well. You're the only one who can point out the killer's mistake.
Right. What did she say in her argument that contradicts everything that we've told everyone?
We can't think of anybody else other than you who could have filmed that video.
Huh? Do you have any proof?
Let's see.
Is the hemp bag on her head the proof?
We know about the hemp bag.
Is the hospital gown
We
she
know
was
about the
wearing
hospital gown.
suspicious? Or could it be the hospital
We know about the
slippers she
slippers.
Ibuki and Mikan clearly have different body types.
had? Is that really your proof? You could tell her body type under the hospital
We've
gown?
seen their body types multiple times.
Just from that video? Just from that camera angle?
How did you know
I'll
that?
shoot through that contradiction. Mikan, you've committed a major mistake.
How did you know about the camera angle in that video in particular, since I never said anything about it?
Mistake?
As I said before many times, I'm the only one who saw that video.
What's wrong with that?
But I never said anything about the camera angle. So how can you say anything about the camera angle as if you saw that video yourself?
This just proves that you're guilty and you were the one who recorded the video in advance to make it think that Ibuki died.
The only reason Mikan knew the camera angle Hajime had seen is because you're the person who actually filmed that video. Is that right?
This is your just reward. The more desperately you argue, the deeper you dig yourself into a hole. You lied, didn't you?
Are you serious? Is it true, Mikan? Did you kill Hiyoko and Ibuki?
Forgive me! Huh?
Uh-oh. Oh no. Monchi?
Oh gosh.
Huh? 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 I was wrong. Wrong. No, that's not it at all.
What's wrong?
That's not it?
I mean, it's impossible.
Okay. Care to explain?
You know that hemp bag Ibuki was wearing when she died?
I think
Try
she's lost
remembering
it.
the tote bag instead.
Okay.
Ding! I totally remember now.
What?
What the heck's wrong with her? She's getting weirder by the minute.
That tote bag. Isn't it the same one that girl was wearing in the video?
How do you know that?
How do you know so much about that video?
Who cares about that?
Everyone in the classroom trial, please explain.
More importantly, did you know that bag is a limited item that was sold at the movie theater?
Motherfucker, she sidetracked us.
Hajime saw it too, didn't you? You remember the Usami decal on it, right?
It was Monami, but we'll roll with it.
Whoopsie! Don't worry about it. I remember even if you don't. Ta-da! There's no mistake that that tote bag is a limited item. So don't you think it's impossible?
Well, not quite.
Using one tote bag in both the conference room and the music venue at the same time? It's blatantly obvious that that's impossible. Don't you think?
No.
That's why that video isn't fabricated, and I'm not the killer.
Actually,
you'll forgive me,
Monokuma
right?
already said it's buy one, get one free.
Taking your stubbornness this far. Such despair.
Then you're gonna forgive me? I won't stop until you forgive me!
Well, you're gonna be doing that for quite a while, sweetheart.
I'll keep explaining it until you forgive me! That bag is a limited item! That's why that crime is impossible for anyone to pull off.
This chick.
Beg to differ.
Has she lost it for good?
Will you forgive me? You'll forgive me, right? Isn't that right? You're obviously gonna forgive me, right?
Not quite. Based on what you told us, you think that the hemp bag wasn't used, or at least have two hemp bags for the crime. That
But that's bullshit.
is not correct. Honey, I believe it is time we picked up the pace and proved to you that the limited item...
You still haven't forgiven me? Please, draw on me! Why only me? Please, draw on me! Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me! Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. Forgive me! Forgive me! Why only me? You still haven't forgiven me? Please, draw on me! Why only me? Please, draw on me! There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time!
I think I fucked up. Yeah, I fucked up. Sorry.
Can you forgive me already? Forgive me! Forgive me! Please, draw on me! Can you forgive me already? I'll do anything you want. There's only one bag. It's impossible to use it in two places at the same time!
This is the end!
There we go.
A sweeter bonus prize.
Monokuma
Buy one,
mentioned this
get
earlier.
one free.
Yep. Buy one bag, you get another one free.
Whoever bought that bag should have received another one as a bonus prize. Which means it's not impossible to use that bag in two separate places. So please, just stop making desperate excuses.
Honey, it's time this game end.
Why? Why can't you
Get out of our
forgive me? Why?
It seems her desperate struggle is finally coming to an end.
Why does everybody always hate
We can't forgive you because you literally killed 2 people.
2 people? Out of whatever guilty conscience.
Mikon, it's already over. After I go over your crime from the beginning and show that you have no arguments left, please just admit it already. In the end, at least let me believe in you.
Alright, let us go over the case. Shit. There we go.
Here's everything that happened in this case. The key to this incident is the surveillance camera video that only I saw. That's why I'm going to start with that to unravel the knots of this crime. When I went to the hospital with Mikon this morning, I noticed a specific thing in the lobby. The incoming signal light on the surveillance monitor was blinking ahead of the scheduled time.
You know what's stupid about this one? We never get to see technically how they died, or with what weapon they died with. I mean, obviously we know about Ibuki, but we never see Hiyoko's death.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We never see what she was killed with. It just says sharp-edged tool. It could mean anything.
A person wearing a hospital gown and a bag on their head about to hang themselves right at that moment. That surveillance camera unit was designed for two-way communication with the hospital and the music venue. That's why I thought the signal originated from the music venue, so I immediately headed over there. But that was the killer's trap. In truth, that video was recorded in a different place. The killer brought the music venue camera the night before and made their preparations in advance. And then, they filmed that video in the hospital conference room. By doing so, they tried to make me think the incident was happening in real time, when in fact, the crime had already been committed by that point. The person in the footage wearing the bag was actually the killer acting as a fake. I didn't know that, so I went to the music venue and found the hanged body wearing a bag on its head. Seeing the body before me, I panicked and rushed out of there to get the rest of you guys. But that was also part of the killer's trap. After cleaning the conference room, the killer was likely watching the music venue from outside. And, as if they were switching places with me, they went inside the music venue and began working on their last trick. First, the killer peeled off the wallpaper covering one of the stage pillars, revealing Hiyoko's body. When I first arrived and saw the hanged body, I didn't notice anything strange about that pillar. I didn't expect it to be slightly larger from the wallpaper, or have Hiyoko's body hidden inside. Next, the killer destroyed the surveillance camera that was used in the conference room. After destroying it, they mixed it with what was left of the surveillance monitor found at the crime scene. The surveillance camera the killer used was originally brought from the music venue, but when they brought it, they made sure to destroy its monitor beforehand. They wanted to hide the fact that the camera wasn't at the crime scene. In the end, the killer transformed the crime scene into a closed room. They broke one of the drumsticks from the storage room and placed it near the music venue's entrance. However, they did this to mislead us into believing that the music venue was locked from the inside. In actuality, the reason the music venue became a closed room was because of the glue. The killer sealed the door with glue and intentionally created a closed room that... With that, the killer finished tampering with the crime scene and met up with Fuyuhiko and me. They helped us force open the music venue door, despite the fact that they personally sealed it. And they made us discover not just Ibuki's body, but Hiyoko's suddenly present body as well. At the time, they pretended to be surprised, but inside, they were probably relieved that their plan worked out. Isn't that right, Mikon? This crime was orchestrated by you, wasn't it?
Sweetheart, Why did you do it? Oh no. Oh no.
This could get bad.
Oh no.
This could get very bad.
Uh-oh.
Whoa! Now she's laughing?
Oh boy.
It's been such a long time. This feeling, I know it well. Like the floor is collapsing, like the sky is falling down upon you. This feeling of despair!
What? What?
Mikan,
gosh.
What has happened to you?
Whoa there! Before that, a moment of your time.
Let's see what we got as a grade. Oh, fuck you, game. Well, okay.
It seems your arguments have reached the conclusion, so let's proceed to our regularly scheduled voting time. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Let's go!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well...
Well now.
Now then, though it may be obvious at this point...
Correct!
You got it right once again. That's like 3 in a row. That's right. The true identity of the horrifying blackened who killed 2 girls was Mikan Sumigi.
Damn it.
You gotta be shitting me. Are you saying Mikan, the one who nursed us back to health, was the one who killed them?
I won't forgive
Don't
you.
joke around with me, Mikan. Did you lie to us all along? Were you planning to kill them from the start while you were nursing them? Well...
Hey!
Don't just laugh, say something. This is going nowhere. Oh boy.
What's going on?
This chick.
Hey!
This is nothing like Peko. She's actually gone mental.
Well, that's
There's
obvious.
nothing we can do. She's no longer the same person. She's no longer the Mikan Sumiki we knew. Huh?
Hey.
Based on my predictions, she might have caught it too. She probably had the despair disease, which was the motive for this case. Oh.
Oh no.
What?
Mikan too, you say?
I
know because I was looking at Mikan for so long. She was the one taking care of me, after all. My conscience kept drifting, but even so, when I did catch a glimpse of her, her expression was full of despair. A despair so devoid of hope that not even a single fragment of it remained. Hold on. Did you say Mikan also had the despair disease? Then that means she was...
What?
Huh? Hajime, has something crossed your mind? My body's heavy. No, not just heavy. It's somewhat soft and really hot. That's right. Mikan felt really hot at the time. Now that I think about it, that must have been a high fever, just like what Ibuki and Akane had.
It cannot be.
Then, because of that disease, Mikan was...
Perhaps?
The symptoms that she surely felt must have been deserving of the name despair disease. Losing all hope and harboring despair for all hope. Because of the despair disease, she was likely overcome with despair.
See?
That's the reason why she could still laugh in such a hopeless situation. way.
Jeez.
Which means the Mikon standing before us is no longer the ultimate nurse. She's a completely different person now that she's infected by the despair disease.
Isn't that right?
She's a human who deserves to be called the ultimate despair. Ultimate despair?
Now I kind of feel bad for Mikon.
That's the reason why I cannot forgive this. I mean, killing someone for the sake of despair instead of the sake for hope.
Possible.
There's no way I can forgive that.
Oh?
For the sake of
Yeah, but
despair...
it's not exactly her fault.
Haha, that's completely wrong.
Huh?
Wrong? Wrong? What's wrong?
What I did was for the sake of my beloved.
What?
Your beloved?
Huh? Huh?
Who are you talking about? If only they were still alive, they'd be so happy. I know. Oh my.
My beloved was the only one. That's right. The only one who never hated me. They forgave my existence. They forgave me and accepted me. They gave me value. They loved me. I loved them with all my heart, and they returned it in full. This is my reciprocation.
Okay then. I understand that I've done something unforgivable. But you know, to transcend all that is truly...
It's love.
What love is all about.
Hey.
I don't understand what you're saying. You don't understand? Is it because you don't have anyone to love? Is it because you're also someone who isn't accepted by anyone? What a pity. I feel sorry for you. Jesus. Shut down, Nagito.
This isn't the despair disease. She's been crazy.
Well...
Even if I say this, I'm sure nobody here would understand, but... love is a wonderful thing. This feeling of freedom where you no longer care about anything. My beloved and I are the only ones within that thin veil, and I'm just looking out through it. That's why, as long as I'm on the inside, no matter how much they tease me, splash me with water, kick me, it's like nothing matters. I could just die. That's how little it matters. Who cares about hope or despair? It's love. Only love.
Could it be?
Nagito, is this really the despair disease you were talking about?
This is...
It seems that
No.
I was wrong.
She's been nuts.
Not only was she affected by despair, you were half right. It's right to say that this is all thanks to that disease. Because thanks to that disease, I was able to remember my beloved. Remember? Apparently that's what my symptom was. What a wonderful symptom. Which means you had the remembering disease?
But
if this means she remembered something and ended up like this...
Such despair.
Are you saying you were like this from the start? Were you like this before you even came to this island? Don't get so angry. Well, first of all, the reason I became like this wasn't my fault. It was all your fault, you know. It's because it's not like I'm entirely responsible for turning out like this. I'm the person I am today because of many human relationships. So it's everybody's fault that I turned out like this, you see? You were saying? Go ahead, sorry.
Many human relationships?
Even so, the current me was most strongly influenced by my beloved's existence. And it was also my beloved who created the me that everyone can't forgive. But my beloved still forgives me and it still accepts me. And that is the key difference between all of you and my beloved.
Don't fuck with me!
Like I said, who the fuck are you talking about? Are you saying this is Mikon? She's the real Mikon? Mikon, please answer me. Did you really remember? You ended up like this, all because you remembered? There's no way I can believe that. There's no way the person you are right now is the real Mikon. Oh, you still doubt me? Then to prove I remember, I'll tell you all something nice. It's all about that World Ender organization that you all were worrying about.
You serious?
No. Not no. I just remembered, that's all. I knew about it all along. How that horrifying organization known as World Ender is also the organization known as the Future Foundation. Future Foundation. Future? That's right. That symbol on the ancient door. That's right. It was the Japanese word for future.
Hey.
Just what is the Future Foundation? What are they planning? As the name suggests, the organization is the World Ender. The Future Foundation is trying to end our world. To put it simply, they're trying to claim the world for themselves.
This is bad.
What the heck? This isn't a comic book, you know. As part of their plan to end the world, the Future Foundation brought us to this island. Isn't that right, Monami? Huh? I knew it. Monami, Monokuma, they're both members of that crazy organization, aren't they? Monami and I aren't members.
I am Monokuma!
My existence is entirely my own. Oh dear.
Hey.
Don't laugh. Hey Mikan, if you really do remember, then you already know, right? You know the true identity of the traitor hiding among us. Of course I know that. Let's see. The Future Foundation lackey that's hiding among you all is...
Oh?
Oh well, no one really cares about that. Don't you think?
Of course not!
Ah, hell no! You'll find out eventually, so there's no need to be so impatient. Probably when that countdown ends. Countdown? You even know about that?
Oh?
I don't know anything. Oh? I have a feeling that's what it is. But who cares about that, you know? I'm drowning in so much love from the bottom of my heart. I just don't care about anyone or anything.
That is...
Mikan, is this really you? I won't believe it. There's no way I can believe it. You were like this all along? Because if that's true, then who's the person we've been spending time up until now? The past. Past? That person. She didn't exist in the beginning. She's just my past self, who lost her school memories. You guys considered that thing a friend.
Oh?
That doesn't make me happy at all. It just fills me with despair. You guys accepted my past self, but not my present self. That's...
Well...
That applies to you all as well. Memories of people, memories of events, whatever memory it is, losing memories are...
Do you understand?
Like losing your personal identity. Memory is the most important component in building a person, don't you think? Losing our memories makes us shadows of the past. Don't you think?
Hey.
I don't know what you're trying to say, but in the end, it always leads back to the story. That story about our stolen school lives.
Hey, hey!
So it was true all along. Our memories were taken away.
Damn it!
If it wasn't true, we wouldn't be suffering this much. Well, why don't you take your sweet time and remember at your own pace?
Oh?
Oh, Monokuma! Is it alright for you to start now?
Yes, indeed!
Punishment time? Damn it, why? Mikan, why does it have to end like this? This is too pointless. This is too much.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment!
For the ultimate nurse, Mikan Sumiki.
So it's over. It's really... Now I can go to my beloved, who always forgives me. I can finally see them. Please forgive me, the one who's going to die with the hope of finally seeing you.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Are you ready for the punishment, Munch?
Hang on. My internet's acting up again.
Oh, shit. I'll wait.
Give me a sec.
Okay.
My phone... Actually, it's not my internet, it's just my phone. My phone's being fucking retarded. Alright, you're good.
Alright, ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Game over. Mikan has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Quote, this is a weird one. Just saying.
Bye-bye, oh jeez.
Oh, you'll see. It's a weird one.
What?
And there it is. So?
That was certainly one of the weirdest kills I've ever seen.
It's finished. Is it really finished? The killer who killed Ibuki Miyoda and Hiyoko Sayonji was Mikan Tsunuki, and she's been executed. She apparently committed her crime because she was afflicted by the despair disease. So what?
No.
What's finished? Nobody wanted it to end this way.
Let me ask.
Who was that Mikan from earlier? Was that her true form, or was that itself a symptom of the despair disease?
Damn it!
It doesn't matter either way.
That was her true form.
If she ended up like that just from remembering, then all along Mikan was never worth being a symbol of hope.
But
even if her words were influenced by the despair disease, if the disease turned her into that, if she lost herself to a simple disease, she was definitely unworthy of being a symbol of hope.
Isn't that right?
So let's just move on. Come on, let's take all this despair and change it into hope.
Please wait!
That is impossible. I mean, I thought we were friends this whole time, but even so... Like a house of cards collapsing in an instant. In the end, our friend we thought we knew ended up showing us a completely different side of herself. Then she vanished from our sight, leaving behind only her malice towards us. And now, there's no way we can just move on or try to have a clear-cut attitude about these feelings. That's clearly impossible.
Damn it!
It would have been so much easier if she was the traitor too.
Wrong!
Too bad. That's not the case. Mikan was not the traitor.
Come on!
The traitor is still alive. As proof, see how fine Monami looks right now. I'm not fine at all. But if the traitor died, you wouldn't be this calm, right? I mean, you're both pawns of the Future Foundation, so you guys are like two hearts beating as one, right?
You fiend.
What does that make you, fiend? You did say that you're different than Monami.
Phew!
Who cares about who I am? More important, I'm tired. The drama just kept going and going. I didn't even have time to eat my black bean right eye during the break.
Hey!
Your right eye is made out of black beans?
Hey!
Wait, now's not the time to focus on that. What are you trying to say?
Hey,
You know, isn't it said that life has its ups and downs? Well, does it?
I mean, yeah.
It's fun because downs come after ups. But if life was full of downs, wouldn't it get boring? So in order to help you guys feel better, I've prepared a special event. Special event? Head over to the First Island's beach. An old friend will be waiting there. Old friend?
An old friend?
Could it be Nekomaru?
Hey!
Is it? It is, isn't it? Nekomaru was safe after all? Safe. How should I say this? I knew it. I knew that crazy bastard Nekomaru would come back to us in one piece. Awesome, we're starting to see the light of hope. The light of hope? I am happy Nekomaru is returning to us, but I...
So just as I thought.
3 of our friends just died, so I honestly cannot be happy. Miss Sonia.
However...
Even so, I am still happy if Nekomaru is safe. I'm truly happy.
Fine.
If you are happy, you should honestly greet him with open arms. Perhaps those who have taken...
listen to what Monokuma was gonna say?
Those who have been taken from us would do the same if they still lived. Hey, Supreme Overlord of who gives a shit? That line doesn't suit you at all.
Silence.
I shall crush you into dust. Ibuki, Hiyoko, Mikan, can you hear us? If you are happy, I apologize. However, please forgive me for right now. I want to warmly welcome Nekomaru when he returns to us. You don't have to worry, Sonia. I'm sure your feelings are reaching them.
Right?
Then let's all go greet Nekomaru. Let's make it grand, even for those who have died. What? Huh? What the heck? Do I still have the after effects of that disease? I don't get this at all. Akane.
All right!
Let's go! Yeah, you're right. Nekomaru's coming back. When we heard that, we were unable to contain our excitement as we jumped into the elevator.
Uh-oh.
Man, they just ran off without listening to what I had to say.
Unbelievable.
Jeez, they're so impatient. Didn't they learn to stick around until others had finished talking? What does that mean?
Hey!
You're plotting something again, aren't you?
No way!
I'm not plotting anything. I was trying to properly explain everything to them. Including Nekomaru's body. Nekomaru's body? It's their fault for not sticking around until I finish talking. So if something happens because of that, I bear no responsibility. What did you do to Nekomaru?
What's this?
What did I do? I just saved him. That's all. I mean, if I didn't do that, there's no way I could have saved someone who was that close to death. So it just couldn't be helped. As soon as we exited the elevator, we started running. Hurry, to the beach on the first island!
All right!
Let's haul ass! Even though our minds were completely exhausted, strangely enough, our bodies felt light. Without stopping for anything, we kept running. We kept right on running toward the beach on the first island. Where in the world is Nekomaru?
Hey!
Nekomaru, show yourself!
Listen!
We have come to pick you up! Please hurry up and come out of hiding! We raised our voices. We looked around the area. We raised our voices again. We looked around the area again. And so on and so forth. We kept looking for him. But...
Hey!
What the hell, man? He's nowhere to be found.
Damn it!
Could it be... Did we get false info from Monokuma again? And that's when it happened. We heard a familiar voice echo throughout the beach.
What happened? Were y'all looking for me?
Could it be?
With high hopes in our hearts, we turned toward the direction of the voice. And then, we saw something truly unbelievable.
Huh? What the?
Are you ready, Munch?
Hopefully I don't have nightmares.
No, you won't have nightmares.
Yo! I've kept you waiting! Hey! What's going on? Perhaps you don't remember my face since we haven't seen each other in a while. That's pretty sad, you know? That's too much!
Who are you?
Huh? You too? What's going on? If you're messing with me, I'll stop doing it to you.
Nekomaru? Haven't you noticed it yourself?
What do you mean, noticed? Oh, you mean this body? This is nothing!
Ready?
There we go.
The name's Nekomaru Nidai. I've been reborn in the rivers of hell.
Oh my gosh.
There it is.
He's a cyborg now, I guess.
A robot, but yeah. Chapter 3, Trapped by the Ocean Scent. End. The remaining students remain. 9 students. To be continued. Hey, we got the nurse's apron.
Alright, I think this is a good point to stop.
Okay, hold on. I wanted to save there. Okay, I will close the stream.